Hey everybody, this is Sam I. Hansen here saying Merry Christmas and welcome to my long-awaited update video. And I just want to say that for those of you who've been wondering where I begin, I just want to say sorry if I haven't been making updates for you all, but luckily I have been a bit active. But luckily for you all, I have been a bit active on my been active. I mean, sure, I haven't been active. Sure, I've been active on my face recently at Face, but yeah, I haven't been pretty active on YouTube anything, especially especially my face. But in terms of the videos, I have been trying to keep the channel a little active, especially with my rating scores videos, which are basically a compilation of movies that I've been movies, franchises, or even studios I've been rating. Especially with my three-parter on my rating scores on the films of Walt Disney Animation Studios, ouch. And for that, and there's also those in the Thomas and the Ghost Rider remake scene / teaser where I have made that scene just for fun, especially with the Lego figures, but there could be a possibility, but I'm thinking there could possibility that maybe I could be in the future. Well, maybe. We'll just have to, wait and see what happens in the future. However, this isn't just about, enough about what happens however, this update video is not just about, updating you guys on things, or about recent videos, about my content, but also to update you guys on what's been going on in 2024 and before. Now, for those of you who followed my Shapaz Studios channel, you may have known that 2024 was a very eventful year for me. Not just because it was a year. Not because it was a little bit of a bad year, but it was a bit of a ugly time, a very eventful year. First off, I did announce back in 2024 is of course the year where I would be celebrating the 10th anniversary of not just this channel, but also my Shapaz Studios channel for this channel. And I was planning to do some anniversary projects but unfortunately, what I'm going to say is there were some anniversary projects I planned to do, like a bit of a retrospective where I talk about the history of my channel, a third edition of Mickey Mouse and the Mickey Mouse shorts, and a documentary and a little short documentary on Lady of Sodor. But unfortunately, those projects were eventually delayed in depth. However, those projects, with the exception of the Mickey Mouse full color except with the Mickey Mouse third edition Mickey Mouse shorts, ended up either getting canceled or postponed. The retrospective ending up being canceled because I didn't have much time since I was too busy on my crappy part-time job. And the reason, and I decided to postpone my documentary on Lady of Sodor because considering that I'm still starting out a lot of things to work on, like Mickey Mouse and the World of Color, and that project took away from the anniversary project. So unfortunately, let's just say that 2024 wasn't a good year for me to celebrate the 10th anniversary of my channel, especially when Mickey Mouse was pretty much eating most of the time between this and my part-time job and schedule. But however, it wasn't just the fact that I had to work on but the reason why is because I was dedicating 2024 to focus mainly more on Mickey Mouse and the World of Color. after I told my family that I finally put my foot down, decided that I'm going to make 2024 the year where I focus on Mickey Mouse World of Color, and because of this, because this really had me focus on other projects that unfortunately I didn't have to and didn't have time to do other projects. So looking back, I feel like I made a mistake of announcing the projects before working on them, and not really having any idea that Mickey Mouse would take up most of my time in the projects. So unfortunately, while the retrospective it was canceled, I did decide to postpone both the latest order documentary and the third edition for Mickey Mouse World of Color, which I have stated on my Positive channel that they'll probably come out sometime in 2025, I know they'll come out late, but hey, I mean, 2024 was the year where I dedicated most World of Color, so I can't focus on one or the other. Had to sacrifice either on one or the other, I guess. But it wasn't just the fact that it wasn't just Mickey Mouse World of Color that was most of my time and I was focusing on. It was also dealing with my part-time job. But it was also my part-time job, which I'm not going to say details because I guess I'm not going to say explicit details because of a personal life. But let's just say that my part-time job was getting progressively worse. I was mainly just doing one job or the other. The environment, there wasn't any much camaraderie within the team, and I don't really see much of my colleagues, and I don't really colleagues outside of work. So that, and it was around 2024, I decided to tell my parents that I want to get a new job. So I've been seeing some pro professionals and for souls and talking about getting a job and a new job and all that such. I've been planning to resign from that old part-time job and move to a new part-time job. But before I could do that, then came late July and I was officially let go. Now, again, won't explain any details, but let's just say it was something that I did. I thought I regret, but nowadays I don't because well, like I said, it was a good job. Getting progressively worse. So at least I'm glad I got away from hard-time job. But however, there was the last part that. However, there was another thing that was also the reason why 2024 was an eventful year, and that was I had to deal with that in late 2024, my mother passed away after her long-term battle with the incurable illness, and it was a big impact on my family. And because of this, late 2024 was a bit of a hard time for me, and it was a time for me to heal. And after when my mother passed away passed away in November, I had to mostly dedicate December as a month of healing for me before I focused back on working on Mickey Mouse and the World of Color. The death of my mother really impact on my family and friends, especially my dad and my brothers, especially me. So for those of you who only follow my channel, I won't say this right now, but for those of you who follow the English Daedae's channel, I want to thank you all for supporting me hopefully for this and really for my channel. 2024 was already an eventful year enough with me dealing with my part-time job and for my color, but after passing mom really was a bit of hiccup or road for me. So yeah, it was the reason why for now. And for those of you who support and if you want to show and want to show your support or thoughts, please comment down below and I want you to share your support for me and shout out because and if you want to do that, I would be really thankful for that. So So yeah, overall, 2024 was an eventful year. Not just because it was the year where I had to focus on making Mouse World of Color, but also that I've been dealing with my part-time job and letting go from that, and how late 2024 was a bit of a bit of a time of healing after when my mom passed away after her long battle with the illness. So. Illness. But however, there is one thing I need to make a correction for you all when it comes to and that is regarding. However, after making Mouse World of Color, there is something that I'm pretty sure all of you are wondering on my mind, and that is regarding the third book of Daedae Book 3, which was of course the title I revealed as The Blackbird of Kilkenny, which the third book will focus on, well, Russell. Now I'll say right now. Last year in 2023, I stated that it would release in 2024. Well, I guess it's not releasing either, but hey, I'm not really much of but hey, I don't call myself a perfect YouTuber, and sometimes times change, and I guess sometimes fate has other plans, I guess. So, and because that 2024 was the year where I had to focus on Mickey Mouse World of Color and all the eventful things I mentioned previously, Mickey Mouse and the World of Color Daedae Book 3, aka the Blackbird of Kilkenny, will probably publish sometime in 2025. Now, I say sometime in 2025 because at this point, because at this point I don't know when I'll be publishing the third book, because I still have to work on my part, because I have to continue with the because I had to work on it, and once I finish Big Mouse World Color, I'll have to go back to work on it, and there is a lot of I need to work on like revisions and all that stuff. So what I'm trying to say is that the reason why I'm saying sometime in 2025 is that I probably need some time to like continue to work on it. Need some time to probably to finish the book for a book before a book. So hopefully that for book. So yeah, and for a book sometime. So yeah, maybe it'll come out sometime in either. But I'm hoping that it will come out. So it'll come out sometime in 2025. But I'm hoping to probably maybe come either in mid or late 2025. We'll just have to wait. We'll have to wait and see when the book is finished, and I'll update you guys on when the book is finished, and when I release the third, and when I release the book trailer for it. So overall, the Blackbird of Kilkenny, aka Daedae Book 3, will most likely be released and be published sometime in 2025. I have of course stated. This is previously stated in 2024. But then again, times have changed, and other plans, and I have to focus and how I dedicated 2024 to focus on Mickey Mouse World of Color. So what can you do? And the last thing that I want to mention is that it isn't just Daedae Book 3 that I'm planning for this year, but I'm also planning a very special announcement, a very special video in regards to not just the future of this channel, but also my other channels as well. Now, I'm not gonna tell you guys, well, right now, because I'm just gonna save it for probably at the start of either at the start of 2025 or probably when I finish Mickey Mouse and World of Color. But either way, but let's just say this will probably something that can probably concern for probably something that would be for the future. Well, not just this channel, Sammy Hansen, but also for the other channels. So. And don't worry, it's not gonna, and don't worry, I'll say right now, the only thing I'll say right now is that, no, it's not gonna be that I'm just gonna move on, or I'm canceling the channels. It's just that I'm just playing something a little bit, a bit special. A little bit of a rebrand, so to speak. So keep an eye out in 2025 when So keep an eye out in 2025 when I'll be releasing the special announcement video, at least a special announcement video, and see what the future holds for both this channel and Chapaz Studios and the other two channels. And with that, that's pretty much it for this. Again, I know it's been a very long time since this has been a long time since I made this long-awaited video. And I did, I am video, and even despite the lack of uploads or lack of updates or even for lack of updates this year, and even I did manage to upload some videos to get the channel active without going into spoil. Sorry if I'm fumbling on words, but without because I've been focusing on Mickey Mouse World of Color and that's it's kind of been focusing away from my main channel. But hopefully next year when I finally finish Mickey Mouse and World of Color, I'll go back to focusing on this channel, and like I said, I'll tell you all that in the special upcoming announcement video on the future of this channel and other channels, and hopefully 2025 will be smooth. It will be probably smooth sailing. Well, maybe we'll just have to wait and see. I mean, life is unpredictable, of course. And so with that, this is Simon Hansen signing off. Click on the link. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and follow me on DeviantArt, Instagram, X, Twitter, and Blue Sky. And until then, Merry Christmas and have a Happy New Year.